Dean Arterian, by authorization of the University and the College of Law faculties, I declare the year 2012 commencement exercises of the Syracuse University College of Law to be in session.
Thank you, Professor Lape. Please stand for the national anthem, which will be performed by Steve Kim, class of 2012.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, there's this addition to our program. We are very fortunate to have Mr. Richard Thompson, who is the chair of the University Board of Trustees of Syracuse University, to bring greetings to us. He should feel quite at home with us all. He himself is a very distinguished lawyer with a long career that went from private practice to public service, and it's an honor to present him to you today. Mr. Richard Thompson.
Thank you very much, Dean Arterian. Soon-to-be graduates with degrees and hoods, Vice President Quayle, distinguished guests, moms and dads, ladies and gentlemen, it is a wonderful honor for me to be here to address you today, very briefly, I promise. I once sat in your chair in 1975, unfortunately not at this university, to get a law degree, and it was one of the most exciting moments of my life. Shortly thereafter, I met our featured speaker today, then a junior congressman from Indiana, because I was minority counsel to a committee in the House of Representatives. Congressman Dan Quayle joined the committee, and for the next 20 years or so, I was able to follow his career and work with him and his staff. More importantly, Dan brought to his presence in public service a connection with Washington and the community, and we had the chance to meet not only Congressman Quayle, later Vice President, but his wonderful family, including his wife Marilyn and his 3 children. And my daughter Beth actually had a crush on his son Ben until they got to be about the 7th grade. So I'm very honored to be with you again, Mr. Vice President, and it's a great pleasure to be here. The practice of law demands an intellectually rigorous education, which you have all received. And the great thing about a legal education, it prepares you for so many options and so many opportunities that this country and indeed the world provides. You've developed all these skills during your time here, but you've developed something more, something that distinguishes this great university from many, many others. And that is, we recognize the true power of education. It's not simply what goes on in the classroom, but what you bring to the U.S. and to the world. And now more than ever, the world needs you. Whichever direction your interests and passions lead you, you'll find a deep need for legal expertise informed by the highest levels of intellectual rigor and personal and professional ethics. As one who has practiced law in both the public and private sector, my work with foundations and other not-for-profits and corporations, I can assure you there is a tremendous breadth of opportunity for those who have the skills and expertise that a law school education provides. In doing so, you will not only commit yourself, but this university to perpetuating the legacy of all the students who've gone before you and those who will come after. These are exciting days for Syracuse University College of Law. Yesterday, we broke ground for the wonderful new Dineen Hall. Bob Dineen is with us today, and this is another example of the forward-looking leadership of the dean that has brought this law school to its present state. I'm very proud of all of you. I congratulate you, your parents, friends, and wish you the very best in the years ahead. Great journey, and we look forward to seeing you all in very prominent positions in your future chosen career. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I'm Hannah Arterian. I'm Dean of the College of Law. It's my great good fortune to have that honor. Vice President Quayle, Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Thompson, members of the Board of Trustees, members of the Board of Advisors of the College of Law, members of the faculty, administration, and staff of the College of Law, and members of the class of 2012, and all of you who are here for your graduate. I'm delighted to welcome you to the commencement ceremony of Syracuse University College of Law. Yesterday, as Mr. Thompson alluded to or mentioned, the weather was more like March than May, but we had a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the future of our college much as we celebrate it today with this launching of the class of 2012. Across the street from the Dome, we had the groundbreaking ceremony for the future home of the college, Dineen Hall. Members of the class of 2012 participated in that event because you are part of this future. And that fact is one of the most powerful statements of the Syracuse network. It isn't just about the years here, it's about ownership of the years forward. Graduates, you own your own success. Your efforts brought you to the Dome today to receive your Juris Doctor degree. But you know that other people helped. As we open our ceremony, please take a moment to recognize some of those other people. The faculty members of the College of Law devote themselves to your academic and professional development. I also know that they individually and as a group understand the importance of doing the right thing and having the courage to stand up for the integrity of our college. Members of the faculty of the College of Law, please stand up to be recognized. The members of the staff of the college work hard to support you and to make a difference in your life. The members of the staff of the college, please stand and be recognized. I know some of them are behind the curtain, so I always ask them to come out. Mostly they don't. But if those of you who are seated in the audience, please stand up and at least represent those who are behind the curtain with our thanks. We depend on the leadership and support of the Board of Trustees of Syracuse University, the College of Law Board of Advisors, and the alumni of the college. The alumni of the college will always play an important role in the professional lives of our students. Beginning at orientation, and in a few minutes you will be among those alumni. But if I can ask the members of the Board of Trustees of the university, the members of the Board of Advisors of our college, and all the alums who are present as parents, as staff, as faculty, to please stand up and receive our thanks. And I know that in the audience is at least one alum, and I won't name him, who is not only a graduate of our college, but has, 3 years ago, had 2 of his children graduate from the college, and the third is among you, and you know who you are. So it's a great thing. We have this sort of connective Syracuse family across generations. Members of the class of 2012, you arrived at this day with the help of many people who supported you, guided you, and enriched your lives. At the opening convocation on August 24th, 2009, we reminded ourselves that none of us ever achieves anything alone, without help. Each of us should never forget that, and we should never overlook those folks who helped us or have them feel irrelevant at all. This is a good moment to publicly recognize some of the people who helped you personally over your lifetime. If you are a parent, step-parent, spouse, partner, child, or grandchild of a graduate, please stand up and remain standing. Parent, grandchild, yeah. Okay, wait a minute, we got more coming here. If you're a grandparent, brother, sister, aunt, uncle, cousin of a graduate, please stand up and remain standing. If you are a friend and supporter of the graduate, please stand up and remain standing. I don't know why anybody's sitting. Thank you very much. Members of the class of 2012, I hope you will remember to reach out and support others as these individuals helped you. It's with this support and your personal qualities, more than anything else, that will determine your future. A recent letter to the editor of the New Yorker magazine appeared, and this passage in it really seemed pretty relevant to our profession. Possess a set of attributes that are sometimes hard to come by: an abundance of humility, high tolerance for uncertainty and complexity, patience in understanding context, and willingness to listen to people who live with problems you don't have. This is important to remember as you savor this moment. You've worked for it. You have the legal education you sought and an awareness that it is never ending. At Syracuse College of Law, you have had the opportunities to develop intellectual depth, personal responsibility, and the understanding to take on the challenges the world will always clamor for you to solve. As I said at your orientation, your life in the law is, in fact, a lifetime in the law. On behalf of the College of Law, thank you, class of 2012, for the honor of having the opportunity to educate you, and we hope to be part of your future. Congratulations. I'm asking Dean Gonzalez to join me at the podium for the presentation of the College of Law Academic Excellence Award.
The Syracuse University College of Law Award for Academic Excellence for the highest GPA for 3 years of law study is presented to Amanda Orcutt.
I'm now pleased to turn the podium over to the president of the class of 2012, Nate Amendola. And I wanted to say one word, well, more than one word. He talked to the Board of Advisors, seems like a million years ago, but I think it was yesterday morning. And at the time, I told the board that this is what makes our law school great, that the kind of leadership and commitment, sometimes the willing to take a little bit of hard time along with it, is emblematic of the best of what we are. And it's a great pleasure to allow Mr. Amendola to speak on your behalf. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Artarian. Classmates, Vice President Quayle, Dean Artarian, faculty members, distinguished guests, family and friends, good afternoon. It's a great honor to be speaking in front of you today. Normally, the student speaker at a commencement is the valedictorian. But I'm addressing you today because Ms. Orcutt is still studying. I would like to take a moment and extend a special welcome and thank you to our commencement speaker, Vice President Quayle. The class is honored to have you here, Mr. Vice President. Thank you again for coming and for meeting with the class before the ceremony. Law school, as the saying goes, is a trinity of emotion. 1 year they scare you to death, 2 year they work you to death, and 3 year they bore you to death. And that's what I'd like to talk about this afternoon: the trials and tribulations of being a law student. Law school is an emotional roller coaster, and we're going to take a short ride on it this afternoon by revisiting some emails from the past 3 years. Let's begin at 1L year. Here are a few emails that capture the spirit of things. August 31st, 2009, from Professor Peter Bell. Dear class, welcome to law school. For our first day, please read the entire textbook, my critically acclaimed book, Accidental Justice, the classroom supplements I've posted on the internet, and any other book of your choosing, all of which will be on the final exam. Thank you, Professor Bell, for starting things off on the right foot. After the initial shock of the workload began to fade, I discovered we faced a new challenge: the enigmatic grading curve. The following email from the Office of Student Life illustrates. October 1st, 2009. To the 1L class from Dean Gonzalez. Dear 1Ls, as a friendly reminder, all of your classes are curved, meaning that only 5% of you can get an A. May the odds be ever in your favor. This is where it all started to change. I looked around the classroom, baffled. I asked myself, who are these 5%ers? Is it the incessant hand raiser in the first row? Is it the girl sitting next to me whose textbook is tabbed and highlighted like a rainbow? What about the guy that answers questions in Latin? He confuses even the professor. A flood of emotion overtook me, and the questions kept coming. Do these 5%ers use pen or pencil? Do they handwrite or type their notes? What do they eat? How often do they sleep? Do they sleep? I needed answers immediately, and so I emailed a then-current 3L I knew from home. Let's see what I had to say. October 2nd, 2009. To 3L friend, Kevin Smith. Dear Kevin, ever since I found out that only 5% of the class can get an A, I found myself locked in a dark classroom listening to Tears in Heaven. Please send me your outlines from 1L year. Now, I don't remember much of first semester after that, but I know I survived. Grades came out over the winter, and I knew the next step was to try and get a legal job for the upcoming summer. Having kept my head above water, I decided to email one of my fishing buddies who worked at a major Boston law firm. The conversation went something like this. January 28th, 2010. Dear Owen, attached, please find my resume. What are the odds that your firm hires 1L summer associates? Owen's immediate reply, Nate, the odds are 1 in a million. My reply, so you're saying there's a chance. Needless to say, I am not working at that firm. But one thing I could tell you is the rest of my second semester 1L year went a little bit more smoothly because I finally discovered the secret to law school: anxiety medication. August 2010, enter our 2L year. By now, things had become a little bit more familiar. For one, I finally learned where the men's bathroom was. Our responsibilities that year seemed endless. There were journal deadlines, applications and interviews for summer jobs, law clinic duties, daily meetings for the various clubs we joined, piles of schoolwork, exam preparation, and networking events. I tried to find a lighthearted email that typified 2L year, and I just couldn't find one. Apparently, there is nothing funny about a vitamin D deficiency in the law library at 2 o'clock in the morning. Just as 2L year came and went, with 13,000 emails and none of them funny, close friend and fellow classmate Luke Beata got 3L year off on the right foot when he sent this email to me. August 26th, 2011, from Lukey123. That's really his email address. The subject line was blank, bolded in caps, followed by 27 question marks. The email simply read, Spring Break 2012. Although we couldn't see it at the time, there was a purpose behind our emotional yo-yo. The College of Law, as I've come to understand, was preparing us for a metamorphosis. And today, when we walk across this stage, we'll have transformed into today's brightest and most hardworking attorneys, leaner and faster in thought, fuller and more efficient in skill. Law school may have scared us, it certainly worked us, and at times it may have even sparked complacency. But we came out on top and sit here as victors. We do not shudder at being scared, overworked, or complacent. Winners, like us, welcome those challenges as opportunities. Former US President Teddy Roosevelt once said, "Nothing in the world is worth having or worth doing unless it means effort, pain, difficulty." He said, "I have never in my life envied a human being who led an easy life. I have envied a great many people who led difficult lives and are leading them well." President Roosevelt would no doubt envy us because over the past 3 years, we have led difficult lives and we are leading them well. Law school, as anyone graduating today will tell you, is no easy task. But we have been trained to overcome intellectual and emotional obstacles. Law school taught us not only how to think like lawyers, but how to live like winners. No doubt, at times, the path leading toward a new, better us was undefined, rugged, and dark. We couldn't see it then, but we can see it now. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and it shines a brilliant orange. The moment we cross this stage, we will never again be frightened by what we don't know or cannot see. And that is because in our back pockets, we possess what few have and many covet, a law degree from the only school in the nation that burns brighter than the sun. Class of 2012, let us go forth and shine light. Thank you. Now, at this time, it is my great pleasure to present the Res Ipsa Loquitur Award. For those of you that aren't lawyers, that's torts language for the thing speaks for itself, which no one really understands anyway. But this award is presented to a faculty member who the class of 2012 voted on, and this individual has significantly affected our legal education in a good way, by the way. And it's with my great pleasure to call up Associate Dean Aviva Abramovsky.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Just a quick word. Thank you so much. I can't even begin to tell you how much this means to me. And you will always, from now on, be my absolute favorite class from Syracuse University College of Law. Enjoy. Thank you, Ken.
Hey, what happened? Okay, let's not open.
Okay, so how's that?
But just like, I mean, I'm not that short. Or maybe it's just that he's just way, way, way tall. I now have the honor of presenting to you your choice of commencement speaker, and it's a terrific opportunity for all of us to welcome him here. I'm not going to give a huge introduction, except to say that we both spent a lot of time in the state of Arizona, and that his son is actually now in Congress as a representative of a district in that state. He's the former Vice President of the United States. He is the chairman of Cerberus Global Investments, which has offices all over the world. His political career includes election to Congress in 1976, the Senate in 1980. He was Vice President of the United States at age 41. He, of course, is a lawyer. He earned his degree, his undergraduate degree at DePauw, and his degree that you're earning today from Indiana University School of Law. It is really an honor and a privilege to present the commencement speaker for 2012, Dan Quayle.
You have to lift it up.
Let me take care of this.
That's good, thank you. Thank you very much, Dean Arterian and Chairman Thompson, Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, parents, friends, and especially graduates of the class 2012. I really appreciate the welcome. I'm delighted to be here, but this is your day. This is your very special day, and you earned it by diligence and hard work. And on behalf of everyone in this audience, I congratulate you on a job well done. Now, it's an honor to be your guest this afternoon, and frankly, this is my kind of assignment. Because when you're the commencement speaker, you get a seat on the platform, a very generous introduction, first-class treatment all the way. And for that, you only have to get up and say a few words that people won't remember anyway. It's just like being vice president. A wise Senate colleague of mine said this about commencement speeches: be brief, be bright, and be gone. This is my first time here, and there are a few things that always come to mind when I hear about Syracuse University. For one thing, I think of my friend and former Senate colleague, Joe Biden, who got his law degree here in 1968 and has done a lot to make the College of Law proud. Joe was also the commencement speaker a few years ago, I believe. So the spirit of bipartisanship is alive and well at Syracuse. I only wish we could ship a little bit of that spirit of bipartisanship to our nation's capital today. Being at Syracuse also makes me think of my son, Ben, that the dean referred to, who is now a member of Congress, and he played lacrosse at Duke. He wouldn't particularly like that little corner emblem up there with the lacrosse national champions. I got to tell you, when he played the orange, they got trounced. They lost about every time they played. And understandably, Ben's, well, he's not real high on Syracuse. So when I told him that I was going to be the graduation speaker here, all he could say was, "Good, perfect revenge." Mostly what I hear about Syracuse these days is from my good friend and 13-year Cerberus partner, Mark Neprin, who's one of your new trustees. Mark got his JD here and played a big part in the university's very successful capital campaign. Now, up to now, you graduates might not have heard much about university fundraising.
But I promise you, that's all about to change. Let's just say wherever you go, your beloved alma mater will never lose track of you. Of course, a lot of things are about to change for you. Anyone receiving a degree in America today is entitled to ask, what kind of world are we entering? Take almost any major trend unfolding today, whether it's our own country's slow economy and accelerating debt, or the shifting fortunes of nations in Europe, Asia, and the Middle East, and one way or another, it will affect your lives. So today, let's focus on things that are fixed, tangible, certain, and valuable in any place and time. And one of those things is an education in the law. Whatever the years bring for you or for our country, what you have earned today is what the accountants call a non-depreciating asset. It didn't come easy, that's for sure. I finished law school long ago, and I still look back on it as one of the toughest, most rewarding experiences I've ever had. I wasn't exactly the best student, but I managed to find the best student in the whole law school, and I married her. Nate, are you listening?
Yes.
Yes. Not everybody has that kind of luck, but anyone who studies the law and earns a JD can take special pride in the achievement. You pursued your law degree to gain a place in one of the great vocations. And now, you're there. Well, almost there. You've still got that bar exam, but let's not talk about that today, but just get ready. I talked to a number of students earlier. I think you're already preparing for that. The degree you've just earned doesn't limit your options. It expands them. So ask yourself, what do you really want to do? Do you like a tough fight? Then become a litigator. Do you have a mind for complex issues like securities? Maybe become a corporate advisor. Do you like to write or teach? Become a scholar. If you're interested in social issues or the environment, there are many options. Do you have a cause or principles that need strong advocates? Then go into public service, go into politics, where there's always a place for new energy and strong beliefs. It's amazing how many people with JDs end up choosing a different line of work. Right now, among the S&P 500 companies, 15% of the CEOs have law degrees. Over my years in government and business, I've met many fine men and women who studied law and then moved on to something else. And no matter where their careers led, I've never heard one express any doubt about what their law school gave to them. A few years ago, after getting my JD, I moved back to town of Huntington, Indiana. My wife and I and our one child that we had at the time, and a few months later, I decided to run for Congress. And I'll never forget this. My wife and I practiced a little law, but I was mainly the publisher of the small newspaper. And I was out campaigning one day. This elderly gentleman, he came up to me and said, "Son," he was probably about my age now, and I was 29 at the time, but I looked like I might have been 22. I got carded. He said, "Son," he says, "you know, I was going to vote for you for Congress until I found out that you were a lawyer." I said, "Well," I said, "I do practice a little law. I am a lawyer, but that's not my main business." He said, "Well, what is it?" And he smiled and everything. I said, "Well, I'm a newspaper publisher." Put his head down. He said, "Heck, that's worse." I don't think I got his vote. As it turned out, I did win that race, and the election to Congress put me in the company of a lot of lawyers. At the time, about 2/3 of the House and Senate consisted of lawyers, and it's probably about the same today. Thomas Jefferson said his years in the law trained him to think and make decisions, and that made him a better president. Tony La Russa, the baseball player and manager, he's also a lawyer, and he said this: "Law school didn't teach me how to hit the ball or how to run or pitch. But because of law school, I see the game playing out in front of me on the field in a very different way. My legal training taught me to put myself in our opponent's dugout. Law school taught me how to study, how to think, and how to develop and implement a strategy. The best kind of legal education instills all those qualities in a person. It leaves a lasting mark and defines a certain standard you'll always be expected to meet. Though lawyers are trained to litigate, it never hurts to recall that litigation is rarely a good or desirable thing. The general idea is to keep lawsuits at a minimum, as the wisest lawyers have always counseled. Abraham Lincoln, a self-taught lawyer, handled a lot of cases in his day. Discourage litigation, he wrote. Persuade your neighbors to compromise whenever you can. The final winner is often a loser in fees, expenses, and waste of time. The attorney, to paraphrase Lincoln, has a superior opportunity to be a peacemaker and a good person. At times, the peacemakers in our legal culture can be maybe hard to find. Often it's a scene of constant conflict and, quite frankly, a lot of needless litigation. But here's an interesting fact for you. For all the suing and countersuing, more than 90% of the lawsuits are settled before trial. So the question is, why didn't compromise come earlier, before all the pleadings, depositions, motions, costs, and personal grief? Back when I was vice president, I spoke often of the cost of litigation. I'd like to say things have vastly improved in the last 20 years, but I'm not sure that's the case. Today, many say, and I tend to agree with this, that we do have a tort crisis in our country. None of us need to be reminded that where there's a wrong, there should be a remedy, and lawsuits are necessary. But we all know there's an underside to the litigation culture. For fear of litigation, a doctor may be unwilling or very reluctant to perform a high-risk surgery. Parts of our country, state of Indiana, especially rural areas, probably here in New York as well, doctors can be hard to find because their practice can no longer sustain their malpractice insurance premiums. Then there are all the class action lawsuits in which supposedly aggrieved plaintiffs get a few dollars or maybe a coupon, and plaintiffs' lawyers walk off with millions. I'm sure they feel smart for working the system like that, but is it right and is it fair? I'll leave that to others. But we do need, without reform, the litigation culture, in my view, will only get worse at the expense of jobs, innovation, opportunity in this country. And whatever civic-minded words they might use to justify their conduct, tort lawyers who operate by harassment and profiteering are not serving anyone but themselves. Perhaps a more appropriate word would be greed. Now, you will be making career choices. As you approach these decisions, do it with candor, honor, diligence, and where you have passion. The right choices aren't always the most lucrative, but they will always give you greater satisfaction in what you do and who you are. In my experience, there are few sights more impressive than a really first-rate, capable, conscientious lawyer. It's not just what they think, it's how they think. It's not just that they're clever and astute, it's that they're wise and fair-minded. In your own careers, you'll find more than a few attorneys who fit that description. When you encounter them, you will know instantly that that's the kind of lawyer you want to be. Yes, it's a high bar, but you'll be ready to clear it, thanks to the years at Syracuse University College of Law. You are well prepared for great and fulfilling careers. It starts today, and I wish you all the best. Thank you, good luck, and now go make us all proud. Thank you very much.
By action of the University Senate, the Board of Trustees concurring, you are hereby conferred the degree of Juris Doctor and are admitted to all the rights, and privileges thereunto pertaining. The diploma which you will receive is your evidence of this action. Congratulations.
Nathaniel H. Amendola, magna cum laude. Michael A. Lehman. Steve J. Kim, cum laude. Kieran P. Ahmad, cum laude. Kwangmin An, International Relations. Cherie Rosalind Reyes Albers. Derek S. Andrews. Edith Angelian. Jennifer L. Aronson, cum laude, Cultural Foundations of Education. Gorkmaz Asgarov. Nathan T. Assel. Daniel M. Austin, cum laude. Thomas G. Babcock. Ashley M. Barr. Sumit Batra, Masters of Business Administration. Luke Anthony Bieda, magna cum laude. Vicky E. Belstadt. Christina N. Berger. James E. Byer, cum laude. Daniel J. Bobbitt, cum laude. Manuel S. Borja, cum laude. Sella Brotherton. Michael D. Brown, cum laude. Robert V. Bryan, Jr. Sabrina D. Buckholtz. Thomas R. Bundle. Anthony M. Corello, magna cum laude, Public Administration. Ishpreet S. Chadha. Rita Chang, Public Administration. Andrew Cho. Linda Cho. Emily C. Cohen. Michael E. Condon, cum laude. Matthew H. Conrad, Jr. Adome M. Cooper. Matthew L. Krieger. John Ryan D. Cummings. Stephen M. Cunningham, summa cum laude. Shu Mei Dong. Benjamin M. Dost, cum laude. Katarzyna Dreun, magna cum laude. Philip D. Dysert, magna cum laude. Amara El Haj. Joshua R. Engel, cum laude. Giancarlo Fracapante. Catherine B. Felice. Cameron B. Finch. Robert T. Forpesson. Cynthia L. Forbes, cum laude. Roy G. Franks. Ryan P. Friel. Megan E. Gallagher, magna cum laude. Jenna R. Gansworth. Stephanie L. Gardner, cum laude. Nicholas M. Giddings, magna cum laude, forensic science. Megan J. Gilligan, summa cum laude. Abe Goldschmidt. Richard S. Greenhouse. Milton A. Gregory. Jacqueline L. Grippy, International Relations. Sydney R. Gunther. Thomas J. Gunnerman. Amy M. Hale, cum laude. Kevin B. Hall, cum laude. Christopher L. Harkins, Jr. Frank S. Hedin, cum laude. Zachary P. Hamer. James J. Hickey, Jr., magna cum laude. Ryan P. Higgins. Brandon H. Hill. Laura E. Hirahara. Jason W. Hirata. Daniel J. Hofer, magna cum laude. Michael Edward Hutton. John C. Jensen, cum laude. Polly E. Johnson, cum laude. Christopher M. Judge, magna cum laude. Joseph H. June. Shabnam Karakoni. Jeffrey H. Keesum, Public Administration. Sarah Murnane Kelly. Chad B. Kempen, magna cum laude. Alexander F. Keogan. Dennis D. Kim. Connor J. Kirchner, cum laude. Bronson T. Kopp. Pranat Lahaparod. Erica Yvette Laster, International Relations. David H. Lim, International Relations. Andrew J. Lyons. Shane R. Machin. Scott R. McPherson. Brian J. Mather. Courtney E. Mahar. Shanza S. Malik. Aaron G. McGinnis, Public Administration. Margaret Tova Miller, Cultural Foundations of Education. Nicholas R. Morelia. Bradley D. Maureen. Gustavo A. Morales. Rene Joseph Moya III, magna cum laude. Amber N. Mufale. Sean B. Mukherjee. Edward G. Mullaney, magna cum laude. Abram A. Moranti. Katie E. Murphy, cum laude. Mary Philomena Murphy. Justin M. Nakajo Kleinman. Kenneth A. Nazarian. Lauren E. Neal, cum laude. Brendan M. Neal, cum laude, Public Administration. Robert W. Nicholson, cum laude, History. Kristen P. Opolinski, cum laude. Amanda G. Orcutt, summa cum laude. Zachary C. Oren, cum laude. Allison N. Owens. Michael A. Palma, Jr. Melissa A. Palmer. Rachel K. Parks, cum laude. Andrew R. Pierce. Joseph T. Pepe, magna cum laude. Casey D. Phillips. Matthew T. Pinio. Elizabeth A. Platt, magna cum laude, International Relations. Warren Raymond Morkey Pop, magna cum laude, International Relations. Russell S. Prince. Joseph M. Prochak. Jacqueline M. Race. Jonathan M. Richards. Catherine A. Rowlandson. Aaron L. Sanger, magna cum laude. Thomas J. Schaffbo, Public Administration. Jonathan A. Schneider. Elizabeth A. Schruppel, magna cum laude. Maria L. Chandra, cum laude, economics. Frank J. Skirmano, magna cum laude. Jennifer M. Scordo, magna cum laude. Nicholas P. Seitz, magna cum laude. Jennifer E. Shelley. Derek T. Shepard, Jr., cum laude. Eric Charles Sigmund, cum laude, International Relations. Tristan D. Simano. Kristen L. Slayton Cavatasi. Mallory K. Smith. Brian R. Sneath. Benjamin D. Snyder, magna cum laude. Allison J. Sprott Rowan, cum laude, Public Administration. Alexandra M. Stanzak. Dallas C. Steele. Michaela M. Steenhold. Christopher Edwin Stevens. Daniel Truitt Stillman, International Relations. Lee C. Stoddard. Michael B. Sullivan, cum laude, Telecommunications and Network Management. Kyle J. Seiler. Dane H. Taylor, cum laude. Daniel T. Tedford, magna cum laude. Kevin M. Toomey. Eva M. Torres. Ashley M. Van Hoff. Joseph R. Vele. Alexander P. Vaniziano, cum laude, Public Administration. Christopher J. Williams. Kenneth R. Williams, magna cum laude. Anna Jennings Wilson, summa cum laude. Etienne M. Wynn. Lauren M. Wojonwitz, cum laude. Amanda Christine Worthy. Benjamin M. Yaus, magna cum laude. Rebecca R. Yawowski. Hyung Moo Yoon. Travis J. Yaxel, cum laude. Jane Zhao, magna cum laude.
Will the audience please rise for the Alma Mater and remain standing until the recessional is complete. Mr. Kim will lead us in the Alma Mater.
Where the veil of Onondaga meets the eastern sky, proudly stands our alma mater on her hilltop high. Flag we love, orange, float for aye. Old Syracuse, soar thee. Loyal be thy sons and daughters to thy memory.
Okay, wait a minute. Hey, wait a minute, David. Not so fast. And that gives me an opportunity to thank the wonderful musicians. And one of them is very familiar to us, the guy who said, okay, we're starting, and okay, now we're going to stop for a minute, Professor David Dreesen, who in his prior life was and continues to be a great musician. Okay, now I can say two things. First, our commencement is closed, and we hope you'll all join the class of 2012 on the quad immediately following for refreshments. And I would ask, before we do that, if all those friends and family and supporters of this class can give them a real round of applause. Thank you.